Esther Tluwane from the Ministry of Employment and Labour in South Africa. We are the ones that were responsible for the development of the National Labour Migration Policy for the country. This is the first of its kind. Under the leadership of SAMM, 7 member states were here, and as South Africa, we are really grateful that we are able to participate. There's been a lot of exchange of information. Although we have not adopted our policy, we are almost at the end. This is one area where, as government, we are not going to be able to work alone. And we are also saying that it's important for all the stakeholders to be part of it. Here I'm talking about the governments, business, workers, civil society, the tripartite plus, so that we can look holistically at the issues that are affecting the labor migrants.
We met for 3 days here in Johannesburg to discuss the issue of gender responsiveness in labor migration policies in 7 SADC member states. We discussed that specific issue in 5 states that have adopted labor migration policies following the recommendation of the SADC Labor Migration Action Plan, and 2 countries that are also very near adoption. So we were here to identify gender gaps in the policies, and we hope that with the discussions, panel discussions that we had, working groups meetings, we identified those gender gaps in the policies, and we hope that all participants will go back home and introduce or complement those policies with the gaps that were identified during our 3 days meetings.
I've enjoyed being in this conference. The biggest issues that I've taken out of this conference is that Malawi has got a long way to go in terms of adopting the policy for labor migration. We do have a policy that is in draft form, but once we go back, we need to push the government to fast track at adopting the policy as well as the implementation. One other key factor we've taken out is that we've been so slow in adopting because there is no collaboration between government departments, the employer side, the employee side, and our government departments. We are going to make sure that there is more collaboration, there is more stakeholder engagement, so that we make this law come into effect as soon as possible.
I'm Lerato Nkgetsi, working for Migrant Workers Association of Lesotho. Migrant Workers Association of Lesotho is an NGO that is formed by migrants to see to that the plight of migrants, persons, is taken care of. The meeting itself really, it has a lot of components that I'm very happy about. We can talk of policies regarding issues around migration. We have seen there are a lot of documents that our governments are doing, but still they are not working. I have seen also there are a lot of land ministers that are working in silos, where you will see a lot of movement of persons that is happening, but that itself is not coordinated well. So that itself, for me, I think we need to work on it.
And I thank the ILO SAMM Project for inviting the tripartite delegation for Seychelles to this very important meeting. And for us, we already have our labor migration policy in place, and with the experiences that we've been able to gather, this will help us to review and look at the aspect of the gender sensitive aspect in our policy more closely, so that we can better implement the whole policy with regards and with the gender sensitive approach.
My name is Uma Kalam Parambal. I'm a professor of economics and the head of School of Economics and Finance at Wits University. I'm delighted to be here today to participate in the event organized by ILO. I think it's a very important occasion for all stakeholders engaged in the immigration discussion to come together and share their views. Most of all, I hope that the policymakers will listen to the inputs and the outcomes of these discussions and make their contributions heard through evidence-based policy making.
I was taking part in this SAMM workshop, reflecting on gender-responsive labor migration policies that have been developed within the SADC region. or the development of the SATUCC labor migration policy. This was in line with the SATUCC National Labor Migration Plan of Action. The reflection saw us going into quite a number of national labor migration policies that have been developed and applying a gender lens to see on whether or not the national labor migration policies respond to the gender.
My reflection of today, I got to understand the importance of mainstreaming gender into labor migration policy, especially for countries that have not yet done so. For example, Namibia, our national labor migration policy tends to be inclusive of all. So there is need to also make sure that we include the gender part into the policy, especially when it comes to the review of the policy, and also to look at the gender mainstreaming, not just on the basis of equality, but also equity, and also to ensure that we have all the necessary information in place that will inform our decision when it comes to coming up with strategies or activities that are addressing the gender sensitivity issues.
I am Lungile Mota from Business Eswatini. It's a forum representing employers in Eswatini. I've been attending this meeting. It has been very informative. Already we have seen areas wherein we need to improve our labor migration policy through this forum, because we're able to identify where it has shortfalls, and I am going to be taking that back to my constituency for further engagements to improve on the policy, especially to make it have harmonization on the gender sensitive areas that it is lacking.